Guess it'll help if I unmute the mic. How y'all doing tonight? I was a few minutes late because my wife and my daughter were doing the necklaces from my son from the cremation, and I wanted to be there when they did some of it. I'm wearing my jacket tonight because it's kind of cool in this room tonight. That dead mouse has been driving me out, and I'm waiting for it to get the smell out of here. Yeah, they've got it done, and most of them have given out. But there's a few that came in late that we had to deal with. I had a rough night myself last night. I think I slept an hour. This awful night last night. So hopefully I can get some sleep tonight. It's been a really stressful day. One of my sister's friends gave me a bit of a hard time today, and I almost punched him in the face. I'm not a violent person, but he was just starting to really piss me off about this whole situation here. Yeah, I'll probably take one. I didn't think of it last night. I probably should have, but I don't know. I was doing a lot of coughing and stuff and just couldn't sleep. And actually, my wife was coughing a lot last night too. She's not feeling well either. Dealing with all this stuff here. I dread the moving part because physically I'm concerned about doing all this moving. I'm gonna have to find some help. And that's if we can find a place. We haven't found nothing yet. We've been looking diligently. A lot of my family members have been looking for us, and there's just nothing. I mean, there's people even posting everywhere that are trying to find places that nobody can find any places to rent. Yeah, she is too. Yeah. Let's see. I'm surprised Velvet's not on tonight. She asked me if I was going to be on tonight, and Caitlin's supposed to be on tonight too. Maybe they're just running late. Ken, how you doing, buddy? We missed you last night. I think last night was just me and Velvet and Recon. You okay? Well, that's good. Glad to hear that. You usually are. I'll actually be in shock when you say you're not. That was just surprised me. Your kidney function improved. That's fantastic. Glad to hear it. Excuse me. Kidneys is one thing you don't want getting messed up. Caitlin, we're just talking about you. I was just wondering where you were. Glad you made it. Your Aunt Nancy's here doing her necklaces. And in fact, I was surprised that Velvet wasn't here already. She's usually waiting. I don't have her number. I can't text her, so I guess I can't find out where she is. She's probably forgot what time it was and didn't get on. Text her if you got her number. Tell her to get her butt on here. See, I wonder what the lag is tonight. I've got not that much running. Let's see. Yeah, about 4 seconds, not bad. Oh, what was you cooking? No problem, no problem. I knew you was coming. Just figured you was hadn't get on yet, that's all. Um, Maybe we'll get lucky and Minnie will come on tonight and say hi, and that'd be nice too. I haven't seen her on in a while. You didn't tell me what you're cooking yet, though. Cooking something good and yummy? I had a sandwich today, that's all I've had. I had a ham and cheese sandwich a while ago. That's been it. Salisbury steak. Emery was hungry, huh? We didn't look too hungry to me. Tell Emery he's like me. He could stand to miss a few meals. They can get thin and trim. Because as he gets older, it's going to get a lot harder to do that. In fact, as long as I've known him, I can't really recall him being thin. Not really. Maybe thinner than he is now, but not thin. Better cheddars and Bob Evans macaroni and mashed potatoes. No, well, yeah, I did ask you too. Yeah. Yeah, I know I do. I just haven't felt like cooking anything or anything. And so I made a sandwich. Although I think I actually did have a half a bowl of cereal or a part of that until somebody called from the VA. Then it got all soggy, so I refused to eat it after that. Well, you'll have to cut him back, Tom. From now on, you can only have 4 ounces of vegetables, 4 ounces of potato, 4 ounces of meat, and that's it. No dessert. That might make a few tears shed from him, but he'll get used to it when his stomach shrinks. See, as your stomach shrinks, the rest of you will. In fact, you all might have to do that before long. Even Nez was getting to be a big boy. That boy can eat. I meant it when I said when he wants to eat, that Google Gaga translates to "Bring me the cow." It won't be much longer. He's fun to play with now, and it won't be much longer. He's going to be a lot more fun when he starts crawling around and jumping on you and all that stuff. They do that, Recon, because their metabolism is so high that they can eat endlessly. There's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then there's a meal in between each one of them, and one before they go to bed. I remember when I was a teenager, I think I weighed 120 pounds when I went into service. and I could out eat way bigger men than me. My metabolism was so high, it just was gone. I mean, I could just eat seconds and thirds and no enormous amounts of food. I don't know where I put it, but I could and did. Yeah, when I and then one day, I think in my 30s, late 30s, my metabolism went way down, and then everything started to expand, and the weight started piling on. Yeah, well, both of my boys were taller than me. Boy, them bright lights on the porch are definitely coming through. You guys see any good live streams today? We've got a lurcher, maybe two. I wonder who it is. Shows 6 people. We don't have 6 people here. Is that you, Velvet, or is it Jennifer? I wonder. I was just saying there's a lurcher in here. Could be Jennifer or Velvet. Ken, you won 200 on a $5 ticket today. Nice job. Oh, he logged in? Oh, great. Well, Caitlin, make sure you tell him to hit the thumbs up button. Yeah, that's the nice win on a $5 ticket, Ken. Hey, that's a great win, actually. You're usually really lucky just to hit 100 on a $5 ticket. And that's pretty far and few between. But 200 is outstanding. I'm sure the odds of hitting 200 on a $5 ticket are pretty high. Oh, AR1. Oh, okay. I thought you just had a misprint. Yeah, I saw that. You got that 10x. Yeah. Yeah, I caught that earlier. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just kind of fast forwarded a little bit to that part. Because it said huge win. I thought maybe you want a claimer or something, but 200 wasn't a claimer, but still a good win. Although I've hit 200 on a dollar ticket a long time ago, and I've hit 200 on a $5 ticket myself. Now we got 8 people. All kinds of people coming in. That's good. Welcome all you new people. Whoop, back down to 7. Jumping back and forth. I think there's a hair in my mic or something here. I don't know. There it is. It was there somewhere. The dog, Milo. Yeah, I heard you, Ken. Yeah, I know you said it was AR. I thought the AR was a typo, and I said that too, but I guess you didn't hear me. Now we're down to 5. Boy, that's a bouncing board here. Of course, they might still be here. It's just YouTube might be playing around again on us. I guess you saying I'm a curse now, Recon? Well, I gotta at least try to welcome them somehow, you know. Most of the time I figure it's gonna be Jennifer or Velvet, so that's why I say something. And usually it is. Oh yeah, he has. Yeah, I saw him get a claimer before. He hit a couple $1,000 ones. Look through his videos, you'll see that there was a couple. I think he's hit some offline too, without being on camera. He's had some pretty good sessions lately. He's had some pretty bad ones too, but he had one that were, when he was all said and done, he was like ahead over $700. And you know, that's really surprising, Recon. Of all the people that we know scratching, the amount that he does do, it's really amazing that he hasn't hit a really good size one with the number of tickets that he does. It's really surprising. I mean, you'd have thought he'd at least hit a $5,000 or $10,000 ticket. I mean, every day, playing them every day, and not the same location, different locations. He should have lucked upon one by now. You know, been years. But you know, that's the way they are. I mean, shoot, I played them off and on for over like 40 years, and I finally hit that 1,000 one you guys saw. But I know there's people out there that's probably done it for just as long that's never hit even a 500. It's the old Gato there. He hit one not too long ago, a $1,000 claimer. You probably saw that one, Recon. And Ken, I don't know. Ken, I don't know if you watch old Gato or not. I think you do, don't you? Oh yeah, YouTube does pay AR a lot of money. Or he could never afford to spend the amount that he does. I think he spends a little too much. He could definitely AR could trim it down a little bit more. You know, maybe do some of them bigger rounds that he does, like once or twice a week, and then drop it down, and do 10s one day and some 5s another day, or a combination of them. No more than 100, $150. He would make more that way, and I think there's a lot of people that like to see the low boys too. I don't recall seeing him do $2 tickets or $1 tickets unless somebody sent them to him. Then he's done them, but I don't recall him buying them. But he may have, and I just never saw him. Probably when he first started out, he did. Caitlin's probably eating with Emery by now, if it's done. Yeah, I watched Gato last night, I think. I think he did he had a profit session last night. I think he had made $20 profit. I think that guy, he's happy if he just breaks even. He likes to make a profit, but he's definitely happy when he breaks even. Gato, that is. Oh, we're down to 4. We might have lost Caitlin. I know she has trouble with her internet where she is. She was here earlier, so I knew she was getting on. But I kind of hoped because it was Thursday, maybe Doc would jump in tonight too. Or I'd really like to see um, Lucky 7 come on again. No, haven't seen Lucky yet. It's been, how long has it been, Recon? Week and a half or 2 weeks since he's been on? Been a while. Oh, ADS was in here? Because I didn't see him. Yeah, I haven't seen ADS in here for a while now. Oh, you're still there? Okay. You're not done cooking yet, huh? I can almost smell it from here. You get learn how to cook really good now, because don't forget you got a grandmother and a grandfather. Won't be much longer, and you might have to actually cook us some food and bring us some food to make sure we eat good. That Meals on Wheels ain't all it's cracked up to be. Well, I guess you could always mash up some crackers and put a little bit of milk in them and a little sugar, and I guess you could feed us that, I guess. That's what some of them do. I prefer no cat food, though. No cat food. Let me starve. No cat food. I know I'm joking, but I've really seriously seen and heard old people eating cat food. And that is a disgrace to this country. Total disgrace. When you let your old senior citizens have to eat cat food or dog food because they can't afford to buy food and pay their rent, there's something wrong with that picture, big time. That really saddens me a lot. And then we're sending millions and billions of dollars to other countries to feed them when our own senior citizens are starving. It's not a good thought for me. When my mother and father were getting old and everything, and my mother had dementia and stuff, my wife and I made sure they had a cooked meal every day. Even though they got Meals on Wheels too, dinner came from us. And it was always a good meal. And when they were able, they came here and ate. We'd have them come here. And my grandfather, my mother's father, was the same way. I mean, my mother, when she was younger, you know, she made sure she made extra for supper, a lot, and she would bring him over home cooked meal. Because my grandfather was a skinny old thing. He probably weighed 120 pounds, soaking wet. He was a machinist, very active. Get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, worked in his workshop all day, went to bed early, usually about 7, 8 o'clock at night. Same routine every day. He was that way all his life. And my mother knew because she went over there and she would look to, she'd make a cup of coffee or whatever so she could see what was in the refrigerator and in the freezer. And usually there wasn't much in the refrigerator. The freezer was usually full of TV dinners. So she knew he was living on TV dinners. Well, that and donuts and coffee. So then she would just make sure she made extra. Nobody's typing anything. I feel like I'm talking to myself again. Did we lose internet connection or something? Oh, okay. That's right. And Recon's probably still cooking something too, or something like that. So me and Ken, we gotta sit here and twiddle our thumbs, waiting for everybody to finish cooking and eating. I see how it is. Yeah, I knew you were here, Ken. You and I were doing the same things. We'll be just sitting here twiddling our thumbs, waiting for everybody else to get done with their eating and cooking, or cooking and eating. And we didn't get invited to the party. Yep. See how they are? Recon usually always tells us all the yummy stuff he's got. Then we're sitting here hungry with nothing to eat. Man, that's just sad. And now Caitlin's done the same thing. Salisbury steak, get people drooling or whatever. And tell us how yummy it was when she's done. Okay. That's fine. Oh, she needs a house, I'll tell you that. My phone ain't working right anymore. I'm actually pulling it up. I'm not cooking nothing, Ken. I had a sandwich today, that's all I had. Lake City, huh? It's a long ways off. I'll save it so she can see it. Well, you know how you tell if somebody's a good cook, Caitlin? If they're not skinny. If they're skinny, don't trust the cook. Never trust a skinny cook. Yep, I saw that. The way they've been going, it'll be gone within 10 minutes. Yep. Be right back. I gotta blow. Okay. Had to cough and whatever. You're almost done eating or cooking? Well, we got 8 thumbs up, so we definitely had some people stop by and give us a thumbs up anyway. I guess that's something. I'm actually a little bit surprised Brett hasn't dropped in lately. It's been weeks since we've seen him. Maybe longer than that. Holy Moses. I got in the last since I've been monetized, $10.98. What will I ever do with all that? My goodness. We need 2 cents to hit $11. And we got some subscribers. Let's see. We got 10 new subscribers in the last 28 days. There was actually more than that, but they subtract the ones you lose too, so that's what we've got. Still plus 10. Let's see if I can see how many we lost. Subscription status. I'm not sure it shows me. Oh, we had 18 oh, that's a view. Never mind, looked in the wrong spot. I guess it doesn't give me that breakdown. I saw it somewhere, but I can't find it. Yep, it's a free 1098. You're absolutely correct. But you know what? That is a tube of paint. And that's what I've been saying all along. Don't have to make a ton. It all does help because $10.98 is around the price of a tube of paint. That all helps. There's another thing for monetization or memberships. People can join as a member and you get extra income from that, but you got to have an ungodly amount of people, subscribers, to get it. I think it's like 10,000 subscribers or something like that. Yeah. A lot. Hmm. Let's see. I don't know. I can't tell what it takes to do that. I think you have to have so many members to do it. Huh. You get emojis and all that stuff. How did I learn wet on wet painting? I taught myself. Well, I watched a lot of the videos, tons of the videos, but if anybody's ever tried to follow a Bob Ross video or a William Alexander video, you'll know that it's nearly impossible to keep up with them unless you're experienced already. Now, with my experience, I could follow them along because I know exactly what they're going to do, basically. But if you're new, it's nearly impossible. What did help, though, is I bought several of Bob Ross's books and Alexander's. So there was illustrations and written directions. That helped. But even that wasn't quite enough totally. You had to kind of figure it out a bit, because they don't give you every little thing. And I think that's why I tend to go longer on my videos, because I remember doing those videos and using their books and realizing it wasn't enough. So I try to put that extra in my videos when I do them so that people will be able to follow the video and actually do the painting. Because I would have to stop. Even if you could stop the recorder and you're watching one with a recorder, I'd have to stop, rewind, go forward, rewind again, and there's always something seemed to be missing. And once in a while, they'll skip what they're doing. They'll start it and they'll skip it. Then you can't really see what they did, and the result doesn't come out the same because of that. And the books are the same way. Sometimes the way they explained it really wasn't good enough for the total novice as far as what I went. So you kind of had to figure some of it out yourself. And that means you're going to throw a lot of pictures away. You're going to paint a lot of paintings, and you're going to throw a lot of them away. Unless you want to scrape them off, which I did that for a while when there was bigger ones, trying to save money. But it turned out to be one heck of a job scraping them off. And then you're really throwing away a lot of paint. Yes. Yeah, he's the Afro dude. Yeah. Bob Ross actually learned from William Alexander. And they have done paintings before together. There's a couple of them down in New Smyrna, Florida, because I've been to the school there in New Smyrna. I went there actually once and did a class just for the fun of it. I didn't need the instruction really. I just wanted to be able to say I went to one of his schools at least once. And I did fine, no problem. And a lot of Bob Ross's paintings were there, probably a couple hundred of them. And there was at least one or two paintings there that Bob Ross and Bill Alexander painted that painting together. And they both signed it, which really, that's a very unique collector's item. There's only a couple of them in existence. Now, Bob Ross paintings, yeah, Bob Ross died quite a few years back. He died pretty young, in his 50s. Bob Ross and Alexander having one together is probably worth quite a bit. Like I said, I started to say Bob Ross paintings now are probably worth around $10,000, $5,000 to $10,000. Most likely it's going to be 8 to 10. Alexander's is probably around the same ballpark. But one signed with both of them, that painting could be worth probably $20,000, maybe more. I don't know. I've never seen an appraisal on one because there's only a couple of them in existence. So that could be quite a auction for those fans of Bob Ross and Bill Alexander to have one of the maybe two known paintings that they both worked on together and signed. I would imagine the numbers could go way even higher than that. Who knows? But it also goes by content, what he painted. It's like any painter. You get a really famous painter, like even I won't use Van Gogh as I'd say maybe Da Vinci. You know, certain things people look for Da Vinci more than others. That's why the price change is drastic sometimes. Who else? Monet. Monet has a big painting in Gainesville, which is 20 miles from here. I've seen it a number of times. Beautiful painting, big old field of flowers and grass and stuff, and huge painting. You know, it's probably worth, $1 million at least. But there are paintings that are cheaper that were Monet, and there's some that are a lot more. Same with Picasso. Picasso's art, same way. Depends on the subject and the size. Oh, you must be getting ready to eat, huh, Caitlin? All right. We'll see you later. Have a good night, Caitlin. Thanks for getting on. Ken and Recon, did you guys by any chance see a advertisement when you logged on tonight? And did you, Caitlin? You should have. That's why I'm asking. Because I know I had it set up properly. So I'm wondering if you guys saw an advertisement. Well, you're a busy man tonight, Recon. Oh, good. It's working, finally. Great. Glad to hear it. I know they're annoying, but I let them run just because that's how you make some money on them, is let them run. But I don't think you have to really watch quite the whole thing, but I have to research that. But You gotta watch a percentage of it before it's any good, at least to the skip it part, I think. I've gotta figure that all out. You did too, Ken, huh? Okay. So what are you doing tonight, Recon? Crosswords again? Those are the ones that make the best. Those are the ones that make the most. I do because I just sit the phone there and let it play. It all adds up. You don't have to. I'm just saying that's what I do. If I'm just bored thinking about something else and doing something else, I'll throw a video up and watch it. Or listen to it or whatever, let it play. No, oil painting is not hard to paint, Ken. Probably better than acrylic. They both have their advantages. Acrylic's advantage is it dries fast. By the time you finish your painting, it'll be dry within minutes. And you can just let it set for an hour or two, then you can spray it with varnish, you're done. Oil painting, however, but then again, let's go back to acrylic real quick. But the disadvantage is the same as the advantage. The disadvantage to acrylic is that it does dry so fast. So you got to make sure you keep misting it with water, because if you want to blend anything into them other colors, it needs to be wet. It can't be totally dry. Oil, the other way around. Oil is slow to dry, so you can just keep painting for days, basically. Because oil painting is not totally 100% dry for 6 months. Now it'll be dry to a gentle touch within a week. 3 4 weeks. Hello, Nancy. You finally made it on. It's about time. That's my other daughter. It's my youngest daughter, Nancy. Oh, I'd have known you were coming. I know sometimes you're running a little bit late. I wouldn't have thought nothing, Recon. I'd have figured you're just on your way back from work or something. But anyway, oil painting is also a lot easier to blend, Ken. Say you're doing a sky and you want some different color blues up in there, and then you put your clouds in there, and you can blend your clouds in a lot easier with oil than you can with acrylic. And it's a lot more. Now, there's some really good acrylic painters out there. I'm not taking nothing away from that, but people that work with it all the time learn little tricks, and they can make things work very well. And you can make an acrylic look just like an oil, basically. But oils to me is still better in a lot of ways because of the blending capabilities. The colors are a lot more vibrant, usually a lot stronger, and they have a natural sheen to them already, whereas acrylic don't. And you can add some things to acrylic to make them shinier, different mediums and polymer and stuff like that. So you can do that too. Yes, I actually trained under 2 famous artists, actually. I took lessons from, you can see him right here on YouTube, Michael James Smith. I attended his school for a year. He was the kind you don't get certificates from, nothing like that. And another one I trained under was Leonard Avmov. He was a Russian artist. He's passed away 2 3 years ago. I trained under him for a year also on knife painting. And I actually do have a teaching certificate for him. And I can teach any one of those styles. Well, the spray bottles actually, Ken, you've got it confused. The spray bottles are used with acrylic. That's water. You don't ever use a spray bottle with oil. Now, if you use there's a new paint out that's actually oil paint but water soluble, possibly you could use it with that, but I've never used that kind of a paint. But usually a spray bottle is with acrylic only or watercolor, either one. I mean, the day I took a lesson at Bob Ross's studio down in New Smyrna really don't count. In fact, the instructor figured out really fast that I already knew what I was doing, and we got a big chuckle out of it when he told me I didn't need to be there because I was already advanced by then. Like I told him, it was worth the money for me just to have the experience of it and the enjoyment of actually doing a painting right there in Bob Ross's studio. And they have some pretty big, even though Bob Ross is gone, they still have the studios running for people in New Smyrna. They have classes there several days a week, I think, at least. And they usually have like 20 people at $40 a pop. But they do supply everything. They supply all the paint, the brushes, the canvas, everything, and for that $40. Of course, when the people go to one of their classes and they come out with a nice painting, they tend to actually buy the art supplies they need right there. Bob Ross uses his own brand of paint. He came up with his own formulas for his paint. His tend to be some of them a little bit thicker, but there's a bit more shine to them, and they're really designed to work better. Cheryl, and welcome, Cheryl. Glad to see you back. They're designed to use with his brushes. Well, the paint's designed to use with his brushes a lot better. Now, I'll be honest with you. I use Winsor and Newton. I use other brands with no problem with it. But after you've used all those paints for many, many years, you can learn to make adjustments here and there, by using liquid and other mediums to make adjustments to that paint. Really sorry to hear that, Recon. And it's usually our teachers are usually pretty good. There are very few of them that aren't usually nice. But anyway, Cheryl, if it answers you or helps you at all, if you're going to do any painting with wet on wet, Winsor Newton works just fine. It really does. You don't have to have Bob Ross paint. I know people like to promote it that way, but you don't have to. Bob Ross does sell a good quality paint, though. It is a very good quality. And it probably is a little bit better than Winsor Newton. And it may even go further. But Winsor Newton does work just fine. I would make sure you get some liquid. If you know what liquid is, it's the medium. And use that. Of course, once you get more experience, which I don't know what your experience is, so I don't know what level of artist you are. So I can't recommend too much to you because I don't know where you are. You may be an advanced artist for all I know. But just like Bob Ross's brushes, you can use other brushes. There's no rules in painting, whether it's wet on wet or traditional painting or whatever. It's whatever you feel comfortable with, really. Because you can do a painting with one brush. Take a flat half-inch brush and do a whole painting. It's gonna take you quite a while to do the whole sky, depending on how big the painting is. But if you're doing a small canvas, you can use just a couple of brushes with no problem at all. At least use a flat brush and a line brush. Those two brushes would be well served together. Because they're smaller, it's probably going to take you a little bit longer, but then again, it may not matter. Because a lot of people enjoy painting enough, they don't mind taking the extra time. But you can use a flat brush to draw lines with. It takes a little bit of practice. So are you painting now, Cheryl? Are you interested in learning to paint? In fact, I never did check to see if I don't know if you subscribe yet or not, but we're definitely glad to have you here. And I hope you do. And I hope you are interested in painting. But if you just like to watch the videos, that's great too. My voice is cracking. It's because I don't have enough coffee. That's the problem. That's because my daughter's hogging up the internet on me. She's almost done. My daughter's doing something on the internet, and I got the phone going. My wife has the Android going, so there's four or five things on the internet. No, she's not. I'll shut off my YouTube stream that I was watching. That might help a little bit. Let me know if it gets any better. It's good now? Okay, that probably helped. I don't know if Cheryl's still here or not. Cheryl, you didn't answer. If you're still here, are you an active artist painting or are you learning? Did you shut it down regularly?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I should just get off the other computer. Yeah, the internet's, who knows with this AT&T. Recon and I definitely have had some one night where it was horrible. The worst ever. I guess Cheryl must have left already. Well, hopefully she'll be back. We're coming up on an hour here right now, so looks like we're going to be shutting her down anyway. This dead mouse in here, which I cannot find, is getting aggravating.
I don't know how he got it. I'm glad, I guess. Right, your internet better?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's been a lot better lately. I mean, I've been kind of clocking it. Today, earlier, I checked it. It was like about a 4-second lag, which is not bad. That's actually pretty good for me, really good for me. Normally, it's about 6 or 7 seconds behind. But today, it was faster until that moment there. Yeah, that was my daughter, Nancy. She's my youngest daughter, but she's my youngest child. Yep, Cheryl must have left because it's showing 5 and there's only 5 of us here. Nacy? Yeah, I do need to make her one, don't I? Now she's a moderator. You have moderator now. You gotta love that autocorrect, right? All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and shut her down. I want to get a chance to visit with her for a few minutes before she leaves. So, y'all have a good night. Stay safe, and we'll see you all tomorrow night. Have a good night, Recon. Ken, have a good night. And I'm pretty sure Cheryl's already gone, so I can't say good night to her. I'll say good night to Nancy here. I know. I want to visit with you before you leave. Yep. Good night, everybody. Ken, have a safe one. We'll see you tomorrow night, guys. Bye-bye.